So one thing I never really expected to see in this time frame of Taizai would be a tournament or a grand battle festival. Very weird timing, because you have it to where one of the Ten Commandments, or two of the Ten Commandments actually, are starting to make their move, and they're going to be rallying everybody up, strong people around the world to come to fight. And then you're having it to where the demons are trying to collect souls, get stronger, build up their power and strength, and also it's a way to bring in Meliodas to come as well. So, quite the interesting ordeal going on in this chapter, because for now, I can kind of see where this is going. For one, the town that they're going to is the same exact town that Diane destroyed a while back when she was fighting. And as we know, we're starting to get back focused on Diane and her memory loss and what's going on with Matrona and all stuff like that. And with this to be happening, I feel like maybe Diane is going to start remembering or something because of where this fight is going to be taking place. Maybe Matrona is going to take her there. Maybe something very similar might happen. But for one thing, though, that we need to really look at is that this girl at the end, one of the Ten Commandments, she actually says something very interesting that makes me question something. She's like, oh, I have a history with Meliodas. I mean, she smiles, and it was like a cutesy smile. And when I saw that, I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. We know Meliodas is, very fucking old. Like, he's a very, very, very old person, okay? And I wonder if it's possible. Just hear me out, okay? Just hear me out. I wonder if it's possible that this girl might have been in some form of relationship with Meliodas in the past. Maybe as a girlfriend or something. I mean, whatever. I mean, there is a possibility if you think about it, because the way she was acting at the end, how they have a history. So, I wonder. I really wonder. She seems to know Meliodas, and I feel like Meliodas most likely knows who's doing this and all that, and it's like, just going there just to go there anyways, regardless. So, going to be kind of interesting to see where this is going to go. Now, one thing I want to point out is Escanor is nowhere to be found. According to what we found out, is Escanor is up missing, which I can understand, as I already covered a while back. Escanor, he's so OP that he could easily probably end the story or end the Ten Commandments if it was in direct sunlight, the way he's been, like, hyped up. So, I can see why Nakaba-sensei would want to kind of push Escanor to the side for the moment, because, I mean, Escanor at this moment, he showed his power. He wiped out 2 commandments, and if he was around all the time, it would kind of, for one, it would ruin the atmosphere Escanor gives off. And number 2, I feel like we would be disappointed if Escanor got his ass beat so quickly. Because there's going to come a time, maybe one day in the future, to where Escanor is probably going to get defeated. Let's be honest here. One day he's probably going to get defeated. And when that happens, it's going to make us upset. But I don't feel like any of us really want to see Escanor get defeated at this time. And I feel like that's why Nakaba-sensei is kind of pushing Escanor to the side and why he's disappeared at this moment, doing his own thing. Maybe try to find Merlin. That might be it. But that's my guess for now. Another thing to actually look at also from this chapter is what Matrona is doing for Diane. Diane is actually doing a dance which helps her communication with the earth, and you have to where the way her blood flows, or her body movements, she's actually training herself, so it's actually not something that is just pointless. Matrona is doing something to actually strengthen Diane, which is kind of weird, but it shows you what type of mentality Matrona has now compared to what she used to have, which we've already seen a huge difference. Her entire outfit attire is different from the way she used to dress, but also the way she treats Diane, the way she treats her like an actual girl instead of like a fighter, a bloodthirsty fighter, and then also how she was watching over those kids. It just goes to show you her type of personality, how much she has changed over the years. And to see what Matrona said, like, the person that you decided to spare, and I couldn't see at the time and I wanted to kill, the person that was spared and got away was the one that actually saved me. So that irony right there, we come to find out how Matrona was able to live. Thanks to Diane and being very naive and not wanting to hurt people, it saved Matrona to where she didn't die. And Matrona's like, well, that's very ironic. The very person I wanted to kill, or I was going to kill, that I got stopped to kill, is the one that saved me. And it's pretty cool how that works out. So we got clarification of how Matrona managed to survive. And also we get to see what Matrona has been doing. Like, we didn't get the entire story, but we got hints of what she's been doing. She's been doing her own thing, probably caring for this family, and then trying to repay back her debt. And then also seeing how Diane is here as well, and now here she's training her through dancing. It looks like she's changed her entire way of kind of teaching Diane. So, I wonder if Diane will be able to get her memories back very soon. I mean, I wonder if she'll get them back in a way of going to the tournament that's being set up, or will there be another means of her getting her memories back? That is left up in the air, and we have no idea at this moment. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, how do you feel about this chapter of Taizai? How do you feel about the lack of Escanor? How do you feel about getting back onto Diane's segment of the story? And how do you feel about this upcoming tournament that's being set up? And oh yes, one other thing too. The birds as well that were shown that was flying, one of them's up missing, and you also have it to where, like, she can, like, summon other creatures. Like, we get to see something like that, like she's, you know, using them as servants. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that as well. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.